Hare Krishna. Can you hear my voice? Am I audible? Okay, let's start. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shadvata Gadadra Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So thank you all very much for joining today's session. So today we will be starting our discussion from the fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Mm, If you all remember, we started the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam on around January 1st or 2nd. I think first was a Sunday. I think 2nd of January of 2022 we started. So my kind of prediction, rough prediction, even though it was not a promise, it was a rough prediction, was that by the end of the year, we will be completing the first two cantos. And then it would take one more year for the third canto and one more year for the fourth canto. So even though we had a lot of cancellations this year due to unavoidable circumstances, still we have managed to complete the fourth canto and the fourth canto, reflection sessions and everything by early November. So we are already about 50-day, buffer. And my prediction was that it would take one more year to complete fifth and sixth canto put together. It would be a little tough, but I think this 50-day buffer would definitely help us cover that. So by the end of the fourth year, which is 2026, Krishna willing, we'll be able to complete 6 cantos, which is, you can say, for your satisfaction, in terms of number of cantos, it is half of Bhagavatam. But of course, 10th canto has 90 chapters. And we'll be discussing 10th canto in detail also. So anyways, so we have completed less than 3 years, and I am on track. I am not, even though I did not promise, it was just a prediction, but my prediction is, I think, fairly decent prediction. I think definitely fifth and sixth canto put together will take maybe little more than a year, but we do have 50-day buffer. I think we'll be able to manage, is my guess. So it was a very good experience. It was a very good journey. We are in the tortoise journey, slow and steady, of course. So the race is, we are not racing to complete Bhagavatam. If you have good company, the race is already won, because you are coming together with wonderful Vaishnavas and you are discussing Krishna Katha. It's not that by discussing Krishna Katha, by completing Bhagavatam, we have won the race. No. The race is already won, and we are not in a race, actually. It is already success. So slow and steady, we are going slow and steady, but this is how Bhagavatam is meant to be relished. Srila Rupa Goswami says, while reading Bhagavatam is one of the limbs of bhakti, but the most potent limb of bhakti, one of the 5 most potent limbs of bhakti, is not just reading Bhagavatam. It is Srimad Bhagavata Arthanam Aswadaihi Rasikaihi Saha. It is to relish the deep meanings of Srimad Bhagavatam in the association of devotees who have great taste for relishing Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. So I am 100% sure that the very fact that you all have survived, uh, even though there is no certificate, there is no degree that you will get, uh, there is no promise of whether the course would end on time or not, nothing. So, which means this proves that you all have come purely for with a desire to relish Srimad Bhagavatam. So, this is the right attitude, uh, and this constitutes one of the five most potent limbs. Srimad Bhagavata Arthanam Aswadaihi Rasikaihi Saha. So, this very much fulfills that criteria. So, somehow, okay, it has reached 100. Now I need to share this thing. Just give me a second, because new canto, always in the beginning, there will be like more than 100. Gradually, things will return back to normalcy. But till then, we will have to just share the link, YouTube link. Okay. So, anyways, so I would like to definitely thank you, congratulate you. Thank you definitely for giving me your association, very valuable association, which I really value. Honestly speaking, I value this association very much. It is so wonderful. Every day, especially early morning, I look forward to 7:15 so that you know you get the nourishing association. Of course, the association starts at 5 a.m. in the morning. Uh, those of you who may not be aware, for the last 4 years, 4 odd years, we have been having online japa sessions also. Morning 5 a.m. it starts and it goes on till 7:15 till the morning Bhagavatam session starts. And the same, everything is the same for all our sessions. Morning, afternoon, evening, all the sessions, there is only one Zoom link. There are no multiple Zoom links. It's the same Zoom link. Because we are starting a new canto and there are new devotees, therefore I am informing it once so that you may know some, because I see, you might have noticed that in the last few days there are many new devotees who have joined the Bhakti courses community or the Bhagavatam morning Bhagavatam session group. So for those of you who may be new, brand new, I'll just do a very quick update of what is going on. So every day morning, 7 days a week, we have online japa session where devotees come together to chant together. Because not everyone may have the luxury of living close to a temple where you can go to the temple to attend the morning program. So if that is not possible, then the provision is always there that you can join the Zoom and chant in the Association of Vaishnavas. Of course, it is virtual, but nevertheless, as Prabhupada always used to say, a blind uncle is better than no uncle. So, which means make the best use of the bad bargain. It is better to chant virtually in the association of devotees than to chant alone. So that provision is there. Every day morning, 5 a.m. It starts and it goes on till 7:15. Then 7:15 a.m. till 8:45 a.m. This is Monday to Friday. From Mondays to Fridays, 7:15 a.m. to 8:45 a.m. 1.5 hours. We have Srimad Bhagavatam Sarartha Darshini commentary by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So we are starting with the fifth canto now. And from 8:45 till 9:30, you will have Srila Prabhupada's purport session. Okay. Currently, fourth canto is going on there. Rather, His Grace Radha Pramod Prabhu will take that. Then in the afternoons, we have afternoon sessions are also from Mondays to Fridays. The timings are 12 to 2 in the afternoon. 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. And on Mondays and Wednesdays, we are doing Bhakti Sandarbha. So Bhakti Sandarbha is going on, and we are in the last part of Bhakti Sandarbha. So Bhakti Sandarbha will also get over maybe in a maximum couple of months. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we are doing 10th Canto Sarartha Darshini. Currently, we are in the 46th chapter, Uddhava entering Vrindavan. Uddhava's entry into Vrindavan. He has entered already. That's what we are seeing right now. And every Friday, 12 to 2, we have Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Currently, we are doing the southern section, which talks about the components of rasa. Vibhav, Anubhav, Sattvika Bhav, Vyabhichari Bhav, and Sthayi Bhavas. So it talks about these components of rasa. So currently we are discussing the fourth wave in that Vyabhichari Bhavas. That is what is going on. And the evening sessions are also from Monday to Friday. The timings are 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. is evening sessions, and that is Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. 3 days we are doing Chaitanya Charitamrita. Currently, we are in Adi Leela, 5th chapter, discussing the glories of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. That is Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. And on Wednesdays, we are doing this book called as Unspoken Obstacles on the Path to Bhakti by His Holiness Purna Chandra Maharaj. And on Thursdays, we are doing this book Shuddha Bhakti Chintamani by His Holiness Shivaram Swami Maharaj as a part of the course Qualifications to Hear Krishna's Pastimes. So this is what is happening. I will just to summarize, I will just share the details in the screen. Just give me a second so that you get an understanding. Okay. So just give me a second. Okay. This is the schedule just for your information. Of course, there is a change here. We have recently changed the morning Sarartha Darshini timings from 7:15 to 8:45. It is no longer 8:15. I will make that change and update it. Okay. So this is the schedule, weekly schedule, just in case someone would like to join. Okay. So in case if you would like to join these sessions, okay, if you go to, I am sure you must be a part of the Bhakti courses, this thing, community. So if you go inside that community and click the groups, there will be many other groups. Okay. Some of the groups are groups of courses which are already over. Okay. Those, like for example, there is no longer Bhagavad Gita course happening. That is over already. Okay. And Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Laghu Bhagavatamrita, those groups are there, but those courses are already over. Okay. So currently we are only, you can join one of the current courses or whatever current courses inspires you, you can join these courses that is available. Okay. Now, there is also, in case if the timings does not suit you, or if you think that, oh, Prabhuji, you have already covered so much of the book, so I would like to hear it from the beginning. Okay. I would like to hear it from the beginning. If you have that kind of a desire, then the website is always there. I'm not sure those of you who may be new, I will just update you about the website. The website is called as bhaktigrantha.seva.com. Okay. You'll be seeing here, it is called as bhaktigrantha.seva.com. Okay. So Bhakti Grantha Seva, if you go inside the website, there are courses. Okay. So currently there are 26 courses which are there. And many of these courses have sub courses. If you go inside, for example, if you go into, let's say, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu has the eastern section and the southern section. The eastern section is that which is there for the Bhakti Shastri portion, the first 19 chapters of NOD. Okay, if you go inside eastern section, there are 3 courses. One is online course without any discussion. Just I speak, that's all. There is no conversation. Second is the Bhakti Shastri classroom sessions that is there. And then there is practical approach to Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. This has lot of churning and conversation and discussion. Okay, so there are 3 sub courses. Three independent separate courses which was conducted for 3 different audience at 3 different times. Okay, so these are different. Okay, like that. So you have 26 courses. Some are very short seminar-like courses like Are You Sure Your Bhakti is Pure? Then there is Bhagavad Gita, Upadeshamrit, Bhaktya Loka, Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Bhakti Tattva, Vivek, Madhurya Kadambini, Shuddha Bhakti Chintamani. Qualifications to hear Krishna's pastimes. Srimad Bhagavatam also, if you see, there is Vidyapit classes. Then there is Sarata Darshini, which is more systematic. And then there are one-off classes given at Chaupati, ISKCON Chaupati, and at Bhakti Sangha online forum. And then there is, this is also a short seminar, studying Bhagavatam together with reflection and relish. I think it has like 5 or 6 sessions. Then there is Shat Sandarbhas, which is the afternoon session going on. Brihad Bhagavatamrita is a completed course. Laghu Bhagavatamrita is a completed course. Jaiva Dharma is a completed course. Sri Chaitanya Shikshamrita is a completed course. Sri Manas Siksha is also a completed course. Sri Harinam Chintamani is completed. Sri Shiksha Shtakam with multiple acharyas, commentaries is completed. Shri Krishna Smarana Spurti is Vaishnava songs from Stavamala, Stavamrita Lahari, like that. Various Ashtakams. This is a memorization course. 2 semesters are over. The 3rd semester will come, will start sometime in future. Then there is Brahma Samhita with Srila Jiva Goswami's commentary. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is an ongoing course. Then there is Unspoken Obstacles on the Path to Bhakti. That is also an ongoing course. And How to Not Turn ISKCON into a Religion. This is a short seminar based on an article written by His Holiness Bhakti Vigyan Goswami Maharaj. Okay, so these are the courses. So in case if you wish to kind of hear from the beginning, you can do that, and you can create your own login also. So you can create your login, and once you create your login, you can add your own notes for each video and save them in your login, in the website. And you can edit those notes. You can mark your favorite videos. And, if you have completed particular sessions, only half completed, 3/4 completed, the website will keep track of how much you have completed, in a particular video also. So these provisions are available. If you log in, login is free. I mean, practically everything within this website is free. There is no charge. So don't think that login means you will have to pay or purchase. There is nothing that is there in this website which is on a chargeable basis. Everything is free. And then there is a very important, interesting provision. This is called as the thematic library. Okay, this is called as the thematic library. If you see, many of you may not have a desire to desire or time to hear full courses. Okay. But you may just wish to, but you have questions and you have some desire to hear from particular themes, or you have been asked to give classes on particular themes and you want just some thematic uh, sessions, then you see here there are small topics, 15 minutes, 10, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 5-minute sessions with multiple under multiple subheadings like Achintya Beda Bed, Anarthas and Anarthanavritti, Association of Devotees, Avataras, Clarifications on Bhakti Siddhanta, Chastity to the Parampara, Creation, Dissolution of the Material World, Dealings with Devotees, Demigod Worship, Dhams, Devotee Relationships, Deviation and Degradation of a Parampara. Like that, there are like about 60 main topics within which there are many subtopics. Okay. Like, for example, if you want to, hear some short themes about Anartha Nivritti. Okay. Anarthas or Anartha Nivritti. Go into this. There are many subtopics you see here. Okay. So this talks about importance of engaging in likable devotional activities in order to escape sense gratification. This is 16 minutes. One must learn to subdue his swabhava by the strength of his shraddha. This is 8 minutes. A sadhaka undergoes tug of war between his shraddha and swabhava to finally attain spiritual bliss. This is 7 minutes. Connection between sadhu sangha and anartha nivritti. This is 36 minutes. Can we dovetail all our anarthas in Krishna's service? In other words, can we engage in anartha niyukti rather than anartha nivritti? This is 24 minutes. You see here, like that, there are particular subtopics within a main topic. Okay, this is very much work in progress, but still, we have about 3,100 odd, subtopics which are already uploaded. There is another about within the next 2-3 years we will have about close to 35,000-40,000 subtopics, which will be a very exhaustive library with many main themes. Where and if you can also do keyword search here, just in case you wish to search something. Let's say, for example, you want to search about sadhu sangha. Okay, SADHU Sangha. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's say sadhu. 6 topics. Because this is not complete. Let's say, for example, Varnashrama. Okay. So there are 61 topics in 14 sections. You can search for it. Okay. So like that, there are, you can do keyword search also within this. And then here some very selected topics if you wish to hear. Small sessions if you don't wish to attend a whole course. And also, this is Zoom sessions. What are the current Zoom sessions which are happening? You see here, if you go to the website, from the website also, you can join the WhatsApp groups. You can either scan the QR code and join, or you can click the WhatsApp and it will give you the link to join, and you can click that link and you can join these sessions also. Okay. So this is about the website. So just in case you think that, oh, I don't like to join a course in the middle, I would like to hear it from the beginning at your own pace, self-paced. If you would like to do it at your own pace, that is possible through the website. So requesting devotees to please utilize the website, because a lot of hard work has gone in behind manifesting this website. Many devotees have been involved. So if you utilize every moment of utilization of this website, will automatically transform into blessings, and it will bless all the devotees who have endeavored hard to render this Vaishnava Seva. So, and also there is the provision for asking questions. So if you, let's say, you feel shy to ask a question during the live session, or when you are hearing a recorded session from the website and there is a question, you can type your name, your email, and you can choose a topic, subtopic, and then you can ask a question sorry, topic means course. From which course you're asking, and then you type your question and send your message. I will receive the email, then I will answer the question over the email, and you will receive the answer in your email. So like that. So there are all these provisions available. I am, some of you may be disappointed that why am I doing this, in Bhagavatam class timings, because there are many new devotees who have joined, and I would like to just brief about what is happening in this forum. So that's why I'm taking the liberty to, spend some time discussing this. Okay. So this is bhaktigranthaseva.com. I will share this in the group just in case you might wish to take a look. Okay. So now, finally, sorry for taking your time. So let us now start with the fifth canto. So the fifth canto is titled as the creative impetus. This is a very interesting titling, even though this kind of titling once His Holiness Bhanuswami Maharaj was asked, why did Srila Prabhupada give the title of Canto 1 to be creation? And Maharaj gave a very cryptic answer, not cryptic, it's not nothing cryptic about it. So he said Prabhupada did not give. Okay. Because there is practically nothing about creation in the first canto. Okay. So even though some of the acharyas they say that the 10 topics of Bhagavatam cannot be exclusively ascribed to particular cantos. They cannot be exclusively ascribed to particular cantos, which is true because these topics do appear in all the cantos or in multiple cantos. Atra sargo visargascha stanam poshana mutayah manvantareshanukata nirodho muktirashrayah. So these topics they appear in multiple cantos. Okay. But because of predominance of a particular topic in a particular canto, at least some of the acharyas ascribe, primary creation, sarga to the third canto, visarga to the fourth canto, sthanam, or what you can say, the position of the universe to the fifth canto, and poshanam, the special way in which the Supreme Lord nourishes the devotees, to the sixth canto. Uti, what Srila Prabhupada is titling, or what the canto title as creative impetus is actually ascribed to the seventh canto. Manvantareshanukata nirodho muktirashre. Okay. And Manvantara is the eighth canto. Then Ishanukata is the ninth canto. And 10th canto is Ashraya. 10th canto is Ashraya. And 11th canto is Mukti. And 12th canto is Nirodha, the destruction, dissolution. So this is how Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ascribes. Some of the other acharyas accept. And if you see in Srila Prabhupada's Jaladuta diary. So when Prabhupada is sitting in Jaladuta, only the first canto is ready. None of the other cantos are ready. But Prabhupada is sitting in Jaladuta and penning down the title of the 12 cantos in his Jaladuta diary. This is there. If you see Srila Prabhupada's Jaladuta diary, it is there. He has given the names of the cantos. And that naming of the cantos is very much in line with the naming as given by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So he has ascribed the creative impetus, Uti, to the seventh canto, whereas in the yes, ascribed sthanam. Sthanam means the situation of the various planetary systems. That is ascribed to the fifth canto because the Vedic cosmology is described in detail in the fifth canto. So, therefore, okay. So you have to understand this. Of course, the fourth canto is the creation of the fourth order is the name given, which I presume it means that the secondary creation. So the secondary creation is Visarga is ascribed to the fourth canto. Okay, and like that. So now the fifth canto, even though these what to say, the Bhagavatam is divided into cantos and sub chapters, but even though it may be divided in this way, but we should understand that uh, this is all one coherent conversation that is happening between Suta Goswami and Shaunakadi Rishis or Parikshit Maharaj and Shukadev Goswami. Okay. So, or Maitreya and Vidura. This is all one coherent conversation that is happening. Okay. So, it's not like Maitreya says, okay, Vidura, now I have completed third canto, 24th chapter. Now I will start discussing third canto, 25th chapter. No, it is all one coherent conversation where um, the subsequent, uh, like probably Vyasadev, he divides it into particular chapters. Wherever there is a thematic change that happens, or wherever a sub theme ends and a new theme starts, new sub theme starts. Okay. So, and they are accordingly titled also. Okay. So, the fifth canto, if you see, in the beginning of the third canto, Maitreya, Vidura had asked Maitreya, when Maitreya was speaking about Brahmaji's creation, when he was speaking about Brahmaji's creation, he spoke about manifestation of Swayambhuva Manu. And as soon as he heard about Swayambhuva Manu, he got very excited. So he said, oh, this Swayambhuva Manu is such an amazing devotee. I would like to hear more about this Swayambhuva Manu and his lineage. Can you please speak about that? And he says, fine, I will speak about it. So he starts speaking about Swayambhuva Manu's lineage, how Swayambhuva Manu had two sons and three daughters. The two sons are Priyavrat Maharaj and Uttanapat, and the three daughters are Akuti, Devahuti, and Prasuti. So then he talks about first in the third canto, he talks about Devahuti in detail, because he talks about the daughters, and amongst the daughters, because Devahuti was most qualified, he speaks about Devahuti, how Devahuti gets married to Kardama Muni, and their marital life, how she performs austerities and assists Kardama Muni to perform his austerities. And then Kardama Muni becomes pleased and gives her 9 daughters and gets ready to take up to sannyas, but she requests him to give one more son. So he gives her a son who is Kapiladev, and then the rest of the third canto describes Kapiladev's teachings to Mother Devahuti on the devotional Sankhya philosophy. So that was the third canto. Then in the fourth canto, again, Maitreya gets back on track. Arey, you wanted to hear about the genealogical line, complete genealogical line of Swayambhuva Manu. I'm sorry, I got caught up with this Devahuti alone. So he again starts by telling that Swayambhu Manu had 3 daughters and 2 sons, Akuti, Devahuti, Prasuti, and Priyavrata Uttanapad. And then he talks about how Akuti marries Ruchi, and that genealogical line he describes in a chapter. Then how Prasuti marries Daksha, and Daksha's daughters, one of them being Sati. Sati marries Lord Shiva, and how Daksha insults Lord Shiva, and the whole Daksha Yagya, and how um, Sati self-immolates herself, and then the whole episode of Daksha Yagya that comes next. So Akuti is over, Prasuti is over. Devahuti was described in the 3rd canto. Then comes Uttanapad. Okay. So even though Uttanapad is the younger of the 2 sons, but still he describes Uttanapad first, because Priyavrat does not get married for a long time. So from the ruling point of view, after Swayambhu Manu, even though it should have been Priyavrat Maharaj who should have taken over the kingdom, but because Priyavrat Maharaj was not interested, he was more interested in renunciation, and he did not want to get married and get entangled. So Uttanapad takes over the kingdom. So for that reason, Uttanapad's lineage is described. So Uttanapad marries Suruchi and Suniti, and Suruchi was the favorite queen. Suniti was the neglected queen. So Suniti's son was Dhruva Maharaj, and the whole episode of Dhruva Maharaj continues in the next part of the 4th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Dhruva Maharaj going to the being insulted by Suruchi, goes to the forest, met by Narada Muni, who instructs him. He goes and performs austerities, pleases the Supreme Lord, offers prayers, gets the benedictions, comes back, and then his brother Uttama, stepbrother Uttama, is killed by one of the Dakshas, so he kills all the Dakshas. Then he goes overboard, and Swayambhuva Manu comes and gives good advice to Dhruva Maharaj, so he gives it up, and so on. Okay. So that episode was described. And in the genealogical line of Dhruva Maharaj comes, um, Vena, Anga, Vena, and from Vena comes Prithu Maharaj. Then the Prithu Maharaj episode was described, about his rule, about how he chastises Mother Earth, how he rectifies the order within this earth, then how he instructs his citizens. And he is not just instructing his citizens, but he takes instructions from the 4 Kumaras. That is also described. Then, then comes the genealogical line of Prithu Maharaj. In Prithu Maharaj's lineage comes King Prachina Barhi. Prachina Barhi's sons are the Prachetas. The Prachetas have been ordered by the father to go and beget children. So the Prachetas go to a big, huge lake to perform austerities. Within the lake, they meet Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is very pleased with them. He gives them Rudragit, and then they perform austerities. And in the meantime, Narada Muni visits King Prachina Barishad, their father, who was completely consumed with the Karmakanda. So, through the allegorical story of Puranjan, Narada Muni transforms the heart of King Prachina Barhi, makes him into a devotee, and he gives up his kingdom and he leaves. So, there is an interim period when the kingdom is without a king. So Prachina Barhi has renounced, and the sons Prachetas have been performing austerities inside the water. So in the meantime, the whole earth with a lot of trees, all the agricultural area and the area which has been inhabited by the people, there is rampant growth of trees because there is no proper king to manage all these things. So when they come, they become very angry. They start burning the trees, but then the Lord comes and Brahmaji comes and gives good instructions, and they marry the daughter of the trees, which is Marisha, and yeah, and then Daksha is born out of Marisha and the Prachetas. So that's where the fourth canto ends, and the genealogical line ends with Daksha because Daksha performs austerities for many manvantaras to regain his position as a Prajapati. So now the genealogical line of Swayambhuva Manu has to continue. So now Priyavrat Maharaj's episode has to start. So out of the descendants of Swayambhuva Manu, Akuti, Devahuti, Prasuti, and Uttanapad's lineage have been discussed. So now Priyavrat Maharaj's lineage is going to start. So that is what is the fifth canto. So we are going to start the fifth canto right now. That is like a brief overview of where we are. I have heard from His Grace Radha Gopinath Prabhu. He says that in Bhagavatam, it is always important to study while you have to zoom in and zoom out. You have to zoom out to get a bird's eye view of what is happening, where are we, and then zoom in to understand what exactly is happening right now and what is the context, what are the details and everything. So zooming in and zooming out, zooming in and zooming out is very important. So the beginning of the cantos, or when we complete a major section in a canto, these are opportunities to zoom out. These are opportunities to zoom out to get a bird's eye view of what is happening so that we can zoom in. We will be zooming in most of the time. So occasionally we will get an opportunity to zoom out and see what is happening where. Okay. So that is what we are doing. So now in the fifth canto, even though it's titled as Creative Impetus, but I would like to take Srila Prabhupada's titling of this in the Jaladuta diary, where he is talking about the planetary arrangement, and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also ascribes the third topic of the 10 topics of Srimad Bhagavatam, Sthanam. So this is talking about Sthanam. So the first chapter, the first section is about Priyavrat Maharaj, the activities of Priyavrat Maharaj, and how Priyavrat Maharaj in that lineage comes Agnidra, the activities of Maharaj Agnidra. Then in that lineage comes Rishabhadev. He appears in the womb of Meru Devi, the wife of King Nabi, who also comes in the lineage of Priyavrat Maharaj. And the characteristics of Rishabhadev is mentioned. Then Rishabhadev's teachings to his sons, very Nayam Deho Dehabajam Loke, those kind of, very powerful instructions that Rishabhadev gives to his sons, headed by Bharat Maharaj. Headed by Bharat Maharaj. And he teaches to his sons, and then further his activities are mentioned, and how he leaves this world is mentioned. Then comes the activities of Bharat Maharaj, the son of Rishabhadev. Then a description of the character of Bharat Maharaj. Okay. Then the supreme character of Bharat Maharaj, these are glorifications of Bharat Maharaj. Then how Bharat Maharaj actually becomes a deer, that is described. So after he becomes a deer, he gives up the deer body and becomes Jadabharata. And Jadabharata meets Rahugana. And the beautiful conversation between Rahugana and Jadabharata that continues for a few chapters in the fifth canto. And then there is the glories of the descendants of Priyavrat Maharaj, further descendants. And then comes the Vedic cosmology section, which is interspersed with some beautiful prayers. There is a description of the Jambudvipa. There is a description of the descent of Ganga. And through the descent of Ganga, there is a description of the Vedic cosmology also. Okay, and then the prayers offered by the residents of Jambudvipa. And then there is a description of the island of Jambudvipa. Okay. And then there is studying the structure of the universe, the movements of the sun, the orbits of the planets, the Sushumar planetary systems, the heavenly planets, the hellish planets, and all these descriptions, all that second half of fifth canto is like a Vedic cosmology section. So we will, when we reach there, just in case someone is interested to hear some themes about the cosmology, we will try to invite some experts. I am not an expert in Vedic cosmology. We may try to invite some experts, maybe Prem Gaurang Prabhu, I'll try to invite him so that he can give some presentations on Vedic cosmology. So that's about the overview of the fifth canto. So before we start with the first canto of, first chapter of the fifth canto, if there are any quick comments, discussion points, questions, any clarifications anyone would like to share, ask, add, you can please raise your hands and we can take it right now. Okay, if there is none, then we will start with the first chapter of the fifth canto. Okay, so the first chapter of fifth canto is titled as The Activities of King Priyavrata. The Activities of King Priyavrata. So let us start. Okay, how does this chapter start? How does this canto start? So it starts with Parikshit Maharaj asking a question to Shukadev Goswami. Raja Uvacha Priyavrato Bhagavata Atma Ramah Katam Mune Grihe Aramata Yanmulaha Karma Bandha Parabhavah. So Parikshit Maharaj asks, O Mune, O sage, Katam Bhagavata, how did the great devotee Atma Ramaha and the completely self-satisfied Priyavrataha Grihe Aramata, how did he enjoy household life? Karma Bandha Yad Mulaha, which is the cause of bondage to karma. Parabhava, it defeats even the soul. So this is the question which Parikshit Maharaj is asking Shukadeva Goswami. My dear Lord, it is very well known, and you yourself have mentioned that Priyavrat Maharaj was a great devotee. He was an Atma Rama. Okay. But how did he choose to enjoy household life? Enjoy. He says, Aramata. So how did he enjoy household life? And because this household life becomes the cause of bondage to karma and it defeats even a pure soul. So therefore, how did he choose to enjoy in this material world, and especially in the household life? Can you please elaborate on this point? Okay, so in response to this, okay, let's see. Okay, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he starts this purport. Offering respects to Guru and Krishna, the ocean of mercy, I take shelter of Sri Shukadev, the eye for the universe and the master of the worlds. I offer myself and everything I possess to Krishna, the life of the gopis, the controller, for service to his dear devotees. 3 chapters tell the stories of Priyavrata, Agnidra, and Nabi. The first 3 chapters. Then 3 chapters describe Rishabha and 8 chapters describe Bharat Maharaj. Bharat includes Jada Bharat also. 1 chapter describes the story of Gaya. 4 chapters describe Jambudvip, its mountains and the trees. 1 chapter describes the other islands with their mountains and rivers. 2 chapters describe the zodiac and 1 chapter describes Dhruvaloka. 3 chapters tell the stories of Priyavrata, Agnidra, and sorry. Okay, now this is the summary. Now, coming to the first part, 3 chapters tell the stories of Priyavrata, Agnidra, and Nabi. The first 3 chapters. 2 chapters describe many places below the sun. And 1 chapter describes the hell, the last chapter. In this canto, the geography of the universe, or sthana, where the devatas, men and demons reside, and its protection by the devatas are described. This first chapter described how Priyavrata, following the order of Brahma, ruled the kingdom and then giving it up, attained the Supreme Lord. So in 1 chapter, where 1 chapter describes how Priyavrata Maharaj is completely absorbed in performing devotional service, and then how he is forced to get married. He obliges, gets married, and then how he perfects his life and goes back home, back to Godhead. Okay, all of that is given. Just give me 1 second. Okay. So now, hearing that Priyavrat first renounced and then accepted material enjoyment, 4.31.26 to 27, Parikshit was surprised. Because generally, the order is reversed. Okay. Generally, a person who is attached eventually becomes renounced. But here was an example of Priyavrat Maharaj, who was said to be very renounced, but now he is said to be attached by taking uh, uh, you know, uh, and now he has become attached, So Parikshit Maharaj was very surprised. So he thus asks a question. He was a devotee and an Atma Rama like you. How could he enjoy family life, which is a cause of bondage to karma and defeats even a pure person like him? See, in today's day and age, there may be devotees who may join the renounced order, of course, the Brahmachari ashram, and later realize that probably they will be better situated as grihastha. Okay, that is understandable. That is understandable because most people may make that decision in all good intention, but without proper evaluation, without proper self-evaluation, which might actually be difficult. In the very initial stages. One always tends to underestimate, overestimate their potential. So they may eventually enter the ashram, but after some time, maybe a year or few years or a decade or so, they realize that I am not cut out for this. I'll be better situated in the other ashram. Okay. But these devotees are still sadhakas. These devotees are still sadhakas. So here, Shukadeva Goswami was very categorical in mentioning that before Priyavrat Maharaj got married, he was already an Atmarama perfected devotee. So why would a perfected devotee, first case, get attracted to enter household life? And not only that, how could he enjoy it? How could he involve himself in enjoying it? This is very strange. Okay. So this is the question asked by Parikshit Maharaj to Sukadeva Goswami. And further, Parikshit Maharaj says, Nanonam mukta sanganam tadishanam tadisanam dvijarshaba. Something is wrong. Griheshu abhiniveshoyam pumsam bhavitumarhati. Should be tadrishanam. Tadrishanam. Not tadishanam. Something is wrong. Okay. It should be tadrishanam. Dvijarshaba. Somehow something is wrong. Okay. O Dvijarshaba, O best of the Brahmanas, Tadrishanam Pumsam, persons such as him, Mukta Sanganam, who are free from material attachments, Na Nunam Griheshu Abhinivesho Bhavitum Arhati. They should certainly not become absorbed in family life. So, he is a Mukta Sangha. He is certainly free from material attachments. That has been very clearly clarified by, that has been very clearly clarified um, uh, uh, right? So these completely self-realized people have completely, they have completely overcome all kinds of material attachments. So they should not be absorbed in family life. Okay. So being a great devotee, such attachment is not possible. Mahatam kalu viprarshe. Okay, something is wrong. I think, okay, anyways. Uttama shloka padayoho chaya nirvrita chittanam na kutumbes prihamatihi. Okay, I think there is some mistake that has happened in the, some of the, these things are missing. Some of the, what do you call it, diacritics are missing. I think some copy paste issues have happened. Anyways, it's okay. Oh, Viprarshe, oh, best of the Brahmanas, Mahatam, great souls, Chittanam, whose minds, Nirvrita, are blissfully engaged, Uttama Shloka Padayoho, in the meditation on the lotus feet of the Lord. What is the nature of that lotus feet? Chaya, which extinguished the samsara. Na amatihi kutumbe spruha. They are not foolish to desire household life. Okay. So, it is not possible, it is not possible that great souls who are completely blissfully engaged in meditation on the lotus feet of the Lord, it is not possible for such people to get attached, to foolishly get attached to desire household life. So now, please don't get this wrong. This is not a criticism of household life. This is not a criticism of household life. Okay. Now here, what is being spoken about is the perfected devotees would not be attached to the pleasures of the household life. That's what he says. So now, the household life definitely gives a very favorable, safe passage uh, uh, to progress without any sinful inclinations. Okay. So, how many of you have done? How many of you have done uh, Govardhan Parikrama? Can you please raise your hands? How many of you have done Govardhan Parikrama? Right. So many of you are raising your hands. Okay. I'm sure many of you must have done Govardhan Parikrama. So in Govardhan Parikrama, ideally you have to do it with your feet. Okay. Ideally you have to do it with your feet. But sometimes, because you are not used to doing it with your feet, there is a provision of, how many of you have seen, these are not slippers, but they are made of some jute or something like that, some small kind of hard cloth that you can wear and you can walk. Okay. In case you don't want to breach the etiquette of not wearing slippers, and at the same time, you are finding it very difficult to your bear with the blisters in your feet, so you want to wear that soft the jute kind of cloth so that you can wear it and walk. Okay, that is a provision that is given. Okay, or if that is not possible, there is a provision of doing the Govardhan Parikrama in a toto, in that electric vehicle. If walking such a long distance is not possible because you are physically indisposed or you are old, then it is not possible. Okay. So at least, the goal is what? The goal is in a right consciousness, complete the Govardhan Parikrama, to do Parikrama of Girirajji. That is the main purpose, right? So now, for those who cannot do it barefoot, there is the provision of wearing those uh, kind of, I don't know what to call them, you know, uh, you know that cloth, soles. And for those who cannot do it by foot, you do it by toto. Okay. So now, but you cannot criticize those the soft shoes and toto, because as long as the desire for the person um, is to in the right consciousness do the Govardhan Parikrama. Okay. So what is mentioned there? So so what Parikshit Maharaj is asking is that, this Priyavrat Maharaj is capable. This Priyavrat Maharaj is capable of, uh, doing 10 Govardhan Parikramas barefoot. He is capable of doing 10 Govardhan Parikramas barefoot. Why was he eager to get into that electric vehicle to complete the Govardhan Parikrama? So now this is not a criticism of the electric vehicle. It is just a comparison of Parikshit Priyavrat Maharaj's capacity and the choice that he had made. Okay. He was very happy without a companion. He was very blissful. He was very absorbed in worshipping the Supreme Lord. Why would that Priyavrat Maharaj choose to get married? For what purpose? Some purpose has to be served, right? So for him, the need for a companionship was not, it did not make sense. He was quite happy in the association of Narada Muni. Why did he leave that Narada Muni and choose to get married and rule the kingdom and beget children, take care of them, take care of the kingdom, fight wars, defend the boundaries? Why did he have to do that? Why did he get attached to it? That is the question. This is very unreasonable. But of course, you cannot criticize that electric vehicle or those cloth shoes for those who have a deep desire to somehow complete the Govardhan Parikrama is actually glorified. Okay, it is glorified. Rather than not doing the Govardhan Parikrama, while trying to do it barefoot, they are at least they have the determination to wear those cloth shoes and complete the Govardhan Parikrama. It is glorified. It is glorified. Okay. So therefore, one should not take these kind of verses or sections as a criticism of householder life. It is not a criticism of householder life. Okay. But the point is, we have to understand it in this sense that how is it possible that someone like Priyavrat Maharaj, who is very much capable of, who was an Atma Rama, completely satisfied. He was completely satisfied. And so what was the need for him to accept household life and enjoy that household life? Okay. So here it is mentioned. Just give me 1 second. The reason is that they are attached to the Lord. Those whose minds constantly engage in meditation on the Lord are blissful because of the shade of the Lord's lotus feet, which extinguish samsara. They do not have the ignorance of desires for family. They will not desire to have a family. Now, having a family or desire to have a family is not wrong. It is not wrong. Okay. But for someone who had become a part of Krishna's family, it is little strange that how did the desire to possess a material family, how did that desire come to him? That is the question that is being asked here. Okay. So, samshayoyam mahan brahman daragara sutadishu saktasya yat siddhirabhut krishne cha matirachyuta. Let me just check, are all the other chapters also, just give me, Bhagavan api bharata tad upanitarhanah sukta vakena atitaram udita guna gunavatar sujayah priyavratam vratam adi purushas tam sadaya hasavalokayati hoch. This is fine. Nibodha tatedam ritam bravimi. Okay. Ra has started manifesting. Masuitum devam arhasi aprameyam. Vayam bhavaste tata esha maharshir. Maharshir. Ra is missing. Vahama sarve vivasha yasya dishtam. Maharshir. Here it is there. Ritam. Maharshir. Where is Maharshir? Maharishi. Okay, no, okay. I think this is fine. I think only the first few verses have some issues. I think later they have been fixed. So, anyways. Oh, Mahan Brahman, oh, great Brahmana. This is Parikshit Maharaj addressing Shukadeva Goswami. I am Samshayah. My doubt is that Yat Dara Agara Sutadishu Saktasya. Even though he was attached to wife, house, and children, Siddhirabhut, he still attained perfection. Krishnecha Achyutamatihi, and always thought of Krishna. So, how is this possible? How is it possible that even though, first thing is, he was an Atma Rama, how did he get attached to family life? Now, the second question is, being attached, how is it possible, being attached to family life, how is it possible that he did not lose his lose his attachment to Krishna? Vishayavishta chittanam Vishnaveshah suduratah. Vishayavishta chittanam Vishnavesha suduratah. For those who are absorbed in Vishaya, the material things, for them to become absorbed in the topics of the Supreme Lord is very difficult. Here, it is mentioned that he was absorbed in uh, he was absorbed in material life. He was attached to his wife, house, and children. But it is mentioned that he still attained perfection, and he always thought of Krishna. How is this possible? How can both manifest? So how is it that though because of some aparadha he became attached to the household life, he still attained perfection and his attention did not waver from Krishna? So now Srila Shukadeva Goswami is going to answer this question. Okay. So in the fifth canto is a very interesting canto where you will see that many of the verses are answered in prose, not poetry. Prose. Okay. So you'll have these long verses which are prose verses. Okay. So he says, Badam Uktam Bhagavata Uttama Shlokasya Srimad Charanaravinda Makaranda Rasa Aveshita Chetaso Bhagavata Paramahamsa Daita Katam Kinchid Antaraya Vihatam Swam Shivatamam Padavim Na Prayena Hinvanti. So Shukadeva Goswami said, Badam, what you have said is true. My dear Parikshit Maharaj, what you have said is true. But Aveshita Chetasaha, but those whose minds are absorbed, Makaranda Rasa, in the sweet taste, Bhagavata Uttama Shlokasya Srimad Charanaravinda, the sweet taste of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, Na Prayena Hinmanti, they do not generally give up Shivatamam Padavim, the auspicious path, Katam, of the topics of the Lord. Okay. So what you have said is true, my dear Parikshit Maharaj. But those whose minds are absorbed in the sweet taste of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord do not generally give up the auspicious path of Krishna Katha, topics related to the Lord. Bhagavata Paramahamsa Daita, that Lord who is dear to the greatest devotees. Kinchit Antaraya Vihatam, even though there may be some obstacle in the form of, family responsibilities and other such things, but still, uh, those devotees do not give up. Still those devotees do not give up the topics of the Lord. They do not, there may be, even though there may be some obstacles, they do not give up the topics of the Lord. So Shukadev accepts the question but refutes it. He accepts the question, but he refutes that. Okay. It is true that it is not possible for the Atma Rama to become attached to the household life and for the person attached to household life to be attached to Krishna. It is not possible. Okay. So, but you should not think that the great devotees of inconceivable character would ever become attached to material things. It is only a perception. It is only a perception. But one should not think that great devotees of inconceivable character would ever, even temporarily, become attached to material things. This is expressed in this verse. Those whose minds are absorbed in the Lord do not reject the topics of the Lord, which are the most dear to the Paramahamsas, persons related to the Lord, though the topics are somewhat interrupted. Okay. So, there may not be constant flow of Harikatha, but the attachment to Harikatha is not interrupted. The attachment or the eagerness to hear Harikatha or engage in Harikatha is always there. Yes. Those topics are the path giving happiness to the devotees, since by that path the devotee attains the Lord. But there may be a question. Okay, someone says that my voice is sometimes low. Is my voice not consistently normal? Oh, is it? Okay. Okay, let's check out. Okay. Now you can tell me whether this is all right or not. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Okay, now it's clear. Okay, okay. So he says that those topics are the path giving happiness to the devotee, since by that path, uh, sorry, the devotee attains the Lord. So, but does the following verse not show that there is an obstacle? So this is from the 10th canto, second chapter, Garbhastuti prayers. Tatana te matavata kvachit brashyanti marga tvai baddha sauhridaha tvayabhigupta vicharanti nirbhaya vinayana vinayakani kapamurdasu prabhu. The demigods in offering prayers to Krishna within the womb of Devaki, they say, O Madhava, Tavakaha, if your devotees, Tvai Baddha Sauhridaha, who are completely in love with you, Kvachit Brashyanti Margat, if they sometimes fall from the path of devotion, Natata, they do not fall like non-devotees. Why? Tvayabhi Gupta, because you still protect them. You don't leave them to be protected by law of karma or to be dealt with by law of karma. You still protect, you still directly protect them. So he says, uh, Tavakaha Tvai Baddha Sauhridaha, your devotees who are very much attached to you in great love, Kvachit Brashyanti Margat, sometimes they may fall from the path of devotion, but they do not fall like non-devotees because Tvayabhi Gupta, you still protect them. Vicharanti Nirbhaya, thus they fearlessly traverse Vinayaka Anikapa Murdasu. They fearlessly traverse the heads of their opponents and continue to progress in devotional service. So this fearless progressing does not mean disrespectful. Fearless means Rakshishyati iti Vishwaso. Goptratve Varanam Tata. Having faith and trust that Krishna will protect me and Krishna will provide for me. That is what is the meaning of this. Okay. So it does not mean disrespectful mentality. So he says, true, the devotee does not have any obstacle arising from time and karma. Okay. He does not have any obstacle arising from time and karma. Very clear point. Okay. A devotee, so that is why there is no need for devotees to, especially when they have to engage in devotional activities, there is no need to see whether it is Rahu Kala or it is Yamaganda or those things and all not needed because there is no obstacle created by time or karma. Karma, no need for astrology for devotees. Huh? Because Tvayabhi Gupta, Krishna protects. However, there are two types of obstacles for the devotees. That which is caused by great offense and that caused by the Lord's desire. Two types of, one, it could be caused by offense or it could be caused by, um, or it could be caused by the Lord's desire him itself. Okay. Great offense is pacified over a long time after undergoing appropriate difficulties or is quickly removed by the mercy of great devotees. The examples of are Dvivida and Rahugana. Okay. So Dvivida had to undergo long appropriate difficulties and Rahuguna's thing was quickly removed by the mercy of Jadabharata. Okay. So this is obstacles caused by offense. The Lord's desire means to teach proper conduct to the devotee, and the obstacle arising from the Lord's desire only increases prema in the devotee. An example is Bharata. Bharata. Okay. So he created an obstacle. Okay. For two reasons. One is to teach the devotee, to teach proper conduct to the devotee, and also to increase the prema. Okay. If he wishes to increase the prema, so he can create obstacles. So there are two types of obstacles: obstacles created by offenses and obstacles created by the Lord's desire. The obstacles created by offenses are two types. Uh, uh, Sorry, the great offense, that is the obstacles caused by offenses are pacified either by undergoing appropriate difficulties for a long time, or sometimes if there is some extraordinary mercy directly from the Lord or from a very exalted devotee of the Lord, then very quickly that effect of that offenses can be removed. The examples are Dvivida, who had to undergo difficulties for a long time, or the second example is Rahugana, who got the mercy of Jadabharata. And the second thing is the Lord's desire. Sometimes there may be obstacles created by the Lord's desire that is meant to teach the devotee and increase his prema. The example is Bharat Maharaj. We will discuss this in more detail when we come to Bharat Maharaj's case. Okay. So he says, since Priyavrata did not commit offense, his obstacle arose by the desire of the Lord. The Lord taught his devotees by showing through adoration for a deer that the devotees should not have attachment, though they may think such an attachment is a good quality. It should be understood in the case of Priyavrata that the Lord taught that the devotee should follow the orders of superiors, though it is not suitable for bhakti, by showing how Priyavrata followed the order of Brahma. So we are going to discuss this very interesting topic in little bit more detail. Okay. But for now, we will pause here. I had promised that starting from today, I will not go even 1 minute beyond 9:45. Ideally, I should have actually given little more time for Q&A. But for now, if there are one or two quick questions we will take today, the remaining questions we will take tomorrow. But I wish to follow the promise, exactly stop at 8:45. Any quick discussion points, comments, questions, anything anyone would like to share? Ask, and we can take it right now. Yes, Keshav Premanji.
I'm sure we're going to discuss this in detail, but this last line, one should follow the orders of superior even if it is not suitable for bhakti.
Yeah,
This is
we will
quite
discuss this tomorrow. It's a long discussion. We will not take it right now.
okay. Thank you.
Anything else? Okay. If there are no further questions, then I will touch this topic little bit. Okay. First thing is, if there is an instruction by a superior, even though it may not be suitable for bhakti, should be understood in the right sense. If the superior is very highly qualified in bhakti, okay, in this case it was Brahmaji, who was a Sampradaya Acharya. Okay. So in this case, the superior is qualified in bhakti. So when that superior is giving an instruction which is apparently, which may be not so favorable for my bhakti currently, but it may be needed to execute greater welfare of the people. Sometimes it may happen like that. Okay. Like we sometimes on a personal basis, Prabhupada, someone wrote to one of his disciples, wrote to Srila Prabhupada that that Prabhupada, I am working so hard from morning till night in the fields. So sometimes I'm not able to complete my 16 rounds. So Srila Prabhupada wrote to him by telling, because you're sincerely working for Krishna in the fields, you don't have to complete your 16 rounds. Prabhupada wrote this personally to one devotee. Okay. So basically the point is that now if a spiritual master says, work in the field, you don't have to complete your rounds, you may say that, Array, this is an instruction which is contrary to bhakti. Okay. But because this is coming from a personality who is beyond three modes, who is a very exalted personality, therefore, this instruction, even though may seem like contrary to one's bhakti, but considering the qualification of the person who is giving the instruction, one should understand that I may not be able to understand immediately. I may not be able to understand immediately how this is favorable for my bhakti, or even though I may be sure that it is unfavorable for my bhakti from the sadhana perspective, but there will be lot of mercy that might come from Guru Sadhu Shastra, from Guru and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because it is helping so many other people come close to bhakti. Therefore, there is a good chance that I may get some mercy. Okay. So like that, one has to reconsider. So it's not that someone who is not properly situated in bhakti, but he is only senior to you by age. Uh, this is not talking about that kind of a situation. This situation talks about a very exalted superior who gives an instruction which is apparently not so favorable for bhakti, but from a perspective of you understand that they are seeing a higher dimension which I am not able to see. They are trying to accomplish something through me which may be good for the greater society, greater world, even though it may. So they reconcile it by telling that, okay, if I do this, because I am pleasing this great devotee and Krishna, mercy will come and it will offset whatever obstacle that is coming. But this applies to those uh, superiors who are properly qualified. Okay, we will pause here. Thank you all very much for your patient listening and your enthusiastic participation. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Pad ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.